Toastmasters, the most welcome guest. I will be providing feedback to Mano. Today, his speech is coming from Pathways, Presentation Mastery, Level 2, Project 3, Introduction of Toastmasters Mentoring. Purpose of the project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring or to share some aspects of the previous experience as a protege. The title of this presentation is The Invisible Inspirers, and it is 5 to 7 minutes. Mano.
First time ever, I participated in a humorous speech contest a decade ago. I was already a Toastmaster with some experience, and I had an awesome joke prepared to make the crowd go ROFL. Let me paraphrase the joke for you. I'll take a help from Defin. Let's say Defin's name is Victoria today. So Victoria, we are going to introduce each other. You're going to give hands to me and introduce yourself as I'm Victoria, right? And then I will introduce myself. Let's go.
Hello, I'm Victoria.
Oh, hello, I'm Vancouver. Thank you, Defin. Thank you all. You people are very nice. You laughed. That time, nobody laughed. And it had a domino effect. None of my jokes worked that day. And the whole speech I was talking, that hardly had any smirk. I was upset. Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Sometimes things happen that are not in our control. People came to me and encouraged me, Manu, you had a good speech. But the reality came from most unexpected person, a young student who watched my speech. He came to me and said, Sir, we understood your joke, but we could not get the kick out of it. That's when reality hit me. That's true. I had to enact the joke to deliver it. But rather, I was just narrating the joke just like our business meeting script. Very blatant. That's when I discovered something. Mentorship, when we want to learn something, it happens not just from the mentors, but sometimes from the mentees. One such mentee of me was a peculiar and special person. Mentoring that mentee was quite a project for me. Let's call the mentee Gene. During the beginning, I would say, Gene, in Toastmasters, we do evaluations in a method called a sandwich technique. And then Gene would ask me, why? For that, I would have to explain in the sandwich technique itself. Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm. In Toastmasters, we do blah, blah, blah. But the beauty was, I learned a lot from my mentee rather than vice versa. For instance, whenever we had mentor-mentee meetings, Gene would come all prepared with notes, noting down everything I say, and then before we leave, she would summarize and say, this is all we have discussed today, right? That was something new to me. I have never done that before. So that was a learning for me to re-emphasize what had been discussed and focus on the goals. Secondly, one of the greatest motivating lines I have ever heard was from Gene. Gene would say, Manu, whatever you do with your best. It might seem like a simple sentence, but there is something before that attached to it, which is exactly me. Maybe still, I would say the sentence again with the pre-sentence to it. Manu, you wouldn't take any commitment, but if you take, you would be the best. That was what I was. I would be very reluctant to take commitments. But once I take it, I may give my best. But this sentence kept going on in my mind whenever I was very low. I had very low energy to do something. My energy, efforts, and enthusiasm were all going down south. I will rewind these lines. And the effect, I don't know whether I deserved that. I kept doing it. I kept committing myself to something because somebody believes in me. That was a learning from my mentee. And finally, to Gene, if I ask anything, very simple, like, hey, can you find a coffee place? To, hey, I have a big project presentation. I need these slides to be organized. Can you help me with, sorry, can you help me with that? She would go all lengths to complete it and give it back to me no matter what. Wow, that's a commitment. That's a responsibility I have learned. Fellow Toastmasters, I would call such people invisible inspirers. Why invisible? They don't directly inspire us. They do something and that inspires us. People like Gene do not give motivational speeches for hours to make us motivated. They live as an example and that inspires us. The, sometimes they would not sugarcoat and tell, hey, you did all good. Sometimes it would be a straightforward feedback, but that is the reality. We have to embrace reality at times. And more importantly, they'll keep inspiring us because they don't know what quitting means. I have this privilege of having Jean as my mentee, who is also a hitherto unknown mentor for me. She has recognized me as her mentor in Toastmasters in many occasions, but I would like to take this opportunity to recognize her as my mentor. Jean is none other than our Toastmaster Padma, who actually taught me a lot as a mentor, not just in Toastmasters, but in many other fields. So thanks, Padma. Keep inspiring people, keep being the invisible inspirer to many other people. With that, I would like to conclude. Thank you.